Do you ever feel like every day just blends into the next? You wake up, go through the same motions, and tell yourself that someday something will change. You're doing the work, reading the books, taking the courses, saying the affirmations, but somehow nothing sticks. You get glimpses of progress, but it slips away just as fast, leaving you wonder why it still feels like something is missing. That's why in this video, I'm going to walk you through a clear step-by-step process to actually build the life you want in 2025 and finally start living with purpose. This isn't just more motivational talk. It's a proven system that works when you stick to it. But here's the truth. If you skip even one of these steps, you'll likely find yourself repeating the same cycle again. You've been told you need to find purpose, but it's not something out there to chase. You can't think your way to purpose. It isn't born from the mind. It's remembered through the heart, and it's already within you. When you try to think your way to purpose, you end up looping, analyzing, planning, second guessing instead of listening. You jump from course to course, coach to coach, hoping someone else has your answer. But every new method just adds more noise. You start comparing yourself to people who seem so clear and confident, manifesting everything they want. And little by little, it chips away your own trust and confidence. You keep waiting for the perfect sign or moment, thinking once it appears, then you'll finally know what to do. But that waiting only delays what's ready to unfold right now. The more you look outside yourself, the harder it becomes to hear your own truth. You end up exhausted, busy, and still unfulfilled, like running in circles on a path that never ends. I see this all the time. People trying to find purpose by copying what everyone else is doing. And when it doesn't work, they feel even more frustrated and disconnected than before. I've been there too, chasing courses, checklists, every proven method, thinking one of them would finally give me clarity. But none of it worked because purpose isn't something to find. It's something to remember. Once I stopped searching and got quiet, that's when purpose started showing up in unexpected ways. Through intuition, synchronicities, and small moments that just felt right. And that's something you can start experiencing too, not by searching harder or following someone else's process, but by creating space for it to rise naturally within you. When you do, it begins to unfold with ease and grace you have been seeking. To do this, take 5 minutes a day. No phone, no music, no prompts, just breathe. Don't force it. Take whatever deep breath you can. That's enough. As you breathe, notice what you're actually feeling and ask yourself gently, what do I want to feel more of in my life right now? And how can I be that right now? Don't force an answer, just listen. Don't analyze or try to make sense of what comes up. Simply notice and allow it. If nothing comes, that's okay. It doesn't mean it isn't working. Sometimes clarity arrives later, in a dream, a conversation, or even while doing the dishes or laundry. Keep a clarity journal. Jot down nudges, ideas, emotions, or repeating patterns so you can see what's already unfolding through you. You'll start to notice the path you've been walking all along, not one you had to chase or plan, but one that's been quietly forming from within. Remember, you don't have to figure it out before it starts happening. It's already happening. The more you listen, the more you realize your purpose isn't something you'll find someday. It's something you're already becoming right now. But you stopping chasing your purpose is only part of it. If your body still feels unsafe to change, purpose can't fully land. If your nervous system is stuck in fight, flight, or freeze, it doesn't matter how much you know your purpose. Your body won't let the change happen. It's not that you're doing anything wrong, it's that your body still thinks it's protecting you. Many of us live in a constant low-level flight, fight, or freeze, which makes change feel like pulling teeth. You have to work with your body, not around it. Your body is your first manifestation, the vessel through which your awareness experiences life. It matters. So rather than trying to bypass it with spiritual ideas, honor it. Appreciate that its only job has been to keep you safe. To shift into alignment, your body needs to feel safe and change. That's what regulation does. It teaches your system that expansion isn't danger, it's freedom. The resistance you feel isn't failure, it's protection. When it comes up, pause, breathe, and remind yourself it is safe to grow. As your body relaxes into safety, alignment starts happening faster, smoother, with more ease. If your nervous system is stuck in fight, flight, or freeze, it doesn't matter how much you know your purpose, your body won't let the change land. It's not that you're doing anything wrong, it's that your body still thinks it's protecting you. The nervous system loves the familiar, even if it's painful. It doesn't care whether you're happy or fulfilled, it only cares that you are safe, that your heart is beating, and that you're still alive. This is why you can meditate more, journal more, do energy healing for hours or even years and still feel stuck. You've done all the things, but it just won't stick. You're wondering what's going on. It's because your body, your nervous system, doesn't believe the changes you're trying to make are safe. So it fights you. Not out of sabotage, but out of protection. The real work begins when you start to embody the change, when your nervous system begins to see that new reality as safe. I've seen this so often, people doing all the right spiritual work, but nothing seems to shift. I've watched clients, friends, even myself, pour energy into affirmations and rituals only to end up frustrated when nothing changed. It wasn't that we weren't aligned, it was that our nervous system was still wired for survival. Once regulation clicked, everything softened. Opportunities opened, intuition became clear, and life began to flow again. And that's where the real transformation begins, not by thinking harder, but by teaching your body that growth is safe. When fear, doubt, or self-sabotage show up, pause and name it. My body is trying to protect me. Take 1 minute of slow, deep breathing, both feet grounded, hand on heart. Feel your body supported. Then say out loud, it's safe to grow. If you do this consistently, your body begins to associate calm with change instead of fear. Celebrate every small moment you catch yourself regulating. That's your proof of rewiring. And before I get into the next steps, which will completely shift the way you approach your future, make sure you hit the subscribe so you don't miss my weekly videos on living with purpose and building the life that you want. Now, after doing that nervous system work, you'll start to notice something. Your intuition doesn't have to shout anymore. You can finally hear it. Once you can finally hear that inner voice, it begins guiding you in small, subtle ways, what I call breadcrumbs. Purpose doesn't drop in as a full roadmap. It unfolds one breadcrumb at a time. Each nudge, idea, or moment of curiosity is a piece of guidance leading you towards the next aligned step. We have been taught that we have to set goals, know all the steps, and have a clear roadmap before we move. But purpose does not work like that. If you wait for the perfect plan or the perfect steps, you will wait forever. When you get stuck in goal setting and trying to know every step in less detail, you start second guessing yourself. What if I'm wrong? What if I'm missing something? What if it doesn't work? That fear slows your momentum and it keeps you from seeing the step that's already right in front of you, the one that will allow purpose to start unfolding in your life right now. The truth is, the universe can only meet you once you start moving. Every step you take reveals the next one. It's through action, not certainty, that clarity unfolds. But when you ignore these breadcrumbs and keep waiting for certainty, you end up looping in the same place, frustrated, disconnected, and wondering why nothing ever changes. I've seen this play out over and over again. People waiting for the big sign or perfect timing when the breadcrumb has been sitting right in front of them all along. One client I worked with worked herself to exhaustion in a job that no longer felt aligned. She kept saying she was waiting for clarity, but clarity came the moment she acted on a small nudge to open her own shop. There was no grand plan, no guarantee. She just followed that one breadcrumb, and within a few years, her business was thriving. Every step opened to the next. And you can start building that same trust today. It's simpler than you think. When something excites you or even scares you a little, recognize it. That's a breadcrumb. Write it down, even if it seems small, random, or impossible. Choose one nudge each week to take a small aligned action towards it. Something simple like sending that message you've been putting off, taking the class that's been calling to you, or finally posting the idea you've been talking about. Every time you act on a breadcrumb, you signal to the universe that you're ready for the larger aspect of your purpose to unfold. But that unfolding won't happen until you start moving with the guidance that's been showing up for years, sometimes even decades. It's a feedback loop. Breadcrumb, follow the nudge. Breadcrumb, follow the nudge. And the more you do that, the more the flow builds. At the end of each week, pause and ask yourself, what opened because I finally said yes? Not yes when it was perfect timing, not yes when the sign appeared or when others approved, just yes because you were ready. The more you follow these small steps, the stronger your trust in your own guidance becomes. You can't wait for perfect timing. The act of moving is what builds momentum. Keep following the breadcrumbs, and soon you realize you're not chasing purpose at all. You become the energy that draws it in. This final step is about moving from doing to being, claiming the version of you who already lives her purpose. Once you start trusting the breadcrumbs, your job isn't to look for more steps or signs, it's to live as the person who is already aligned. Purpose isn't something you earn or reach, it's who you become when you act from truth. Every moment gives you a choice. Stay in the old pattern or move as the version of you who was already living their purpose. That version already exists within you. The work now is to meet them, to think, speak, and move from that energy every day. When you live as the version of you who already has it, you stop waiting and start aligning. Doubt and impatience pull you out of that flow, out of that version of you that already has it, and back into survival version that tells your body it's not safe to be that new version yet. And that doubt makes you obsess over when it will come instead of trusting the unfolding. You start reacting to old circumstances instead of holding the new vision. In the transition between the old and the new, you'll experience both. A layover moment. The key is awareness. Don't feed energy into the old story. Respond as the new version would. Each time you do, you anchor that identity more deeply. Embodiment isn't pretending, it's remembering who you truly are and choosing to act from that truth right now. I've watched so many people stay stuck doing all the right things, meditating, visualizing, waiting for a sign, but nothing truly changes until they started showing up as the version of themselves who already had it. And I experienced the same shift. Once I stopped chasing alignment and started living as her, the woman who already felt purposeful and confident, everything began to move. Opportunities appeared, conversations opened, and life started to meet me at that level. So, how do you start living as the woman who already has it? It's simpler than you think. Start your morning by centering into that energy. Close your eyes and feel the version of you who already lives with purpose. Notice how they breathe, how their shoulders rest, and how they move through the day. Then ask, what choice would this version make today? Then make that choice, even in small ways. Throughout the day, notice when the old version shows up. Breathe, smile, and say, that's who I was, not who I am. Speak it out loud when you feel it. I'm living as the person who already has purpose, confidence, and peace. End your day reflecting on where you acted as the new version. Each moment you do, you strengthen the new pattern and weaken the old one. When you start living from that energy, everything begins to align. And that's how you truly build the life that you want. If this resonates with you, subscribe and share it with a friend who's ready to stop searching and start living in alignment. And tell me in the comments which step you are claiming today. Remember, your purpose isn't something you chase or find, it's something you become.